In the vast and beautiful system of human design, each planet plays a unique role, contributing a specific frequency and theme to your personal energetic blueprint. Think of your body graph as a complex circuit board, with each planet lighting up different parts of your design and telling a story about who you are. Today, we are going to explore the dynamic and powerful energy of Mars. In traditional astrology, Mars is known as the god of war, representing drive, aggression, and passion. In human design, this planet holds a similar yet more nuanced role. It is the raw, potent fuel for action, the spark that ignites your initiative, and the powerful engine that propels you forward into the world to make your mark. Mars represents a very specific kind of energy. It's not the slow, steady burn of the sun, nor the reflective light of the moon. Instead, Mars is pure, untamed kinetic force. It is the energy that gets you out of bed in the morning with a sudden burst of inspiration, the courage that helps you take a risk, and the determination that sees you through a challenging task. This planetary influence is all about doing, moving, and asserting your will. When you feel a sudden urge to start a new project, speak your mind, or defend a principle you believe in, you are likely feeling the potent influence of your Mars placement. It is the part of you that wants to prove itself and demonstrate its power and capability in the material world. Understanding your Mars placement is crucial because it reveals the nature of your personal power and how you are designed to express it. It highlights where you have a consistent and reliable source of energy to push through obstacles and manifest your desires. However, this energy can also be impulsive, reactive, and even a bit chaotic if not understood and channeled correctly. Mars energy is often described as immature because it operates from a primal, instinctual place. It can be like a teenager with a fast car, full of potential and excitement, but also prone to recklessness if there isn't a mature driver at the wheel. Learning about your Mars is about learning to harness this incredible power with wisdom. Throughout this exploration, we will delve into how this dynamic energy shows up in your life, depending on where it is located in your body graph. We will look at the difference between having Mars on your conscious personality side versus your unconscious design side, and what that means for your daily experience. We will also explore some specific examples of what it looks like when Mars activates certain gates, turning a potential theme into a dynamic, active force. The journey of understanding your Mars is a journey towards self-mastery, transforming raw impulse into conscious, aligned action, and unlocking your true potential for courageous living and impactful creation. When you look at your human design chart, you will notice two columns of planetary placements on either side of your body graph. The column on the right, typically shown in black, represents your personality. This is your conscious self, the person you think you are, the qualities you are aware of, and the way you perceive your own identity. The column on the left, often shown in red, represents your design. This is your unconscious self, the intelligence of your body, and the genetic inheritance that operates beneath the surface of your awareness. The planet Mars can appear in either of these columns, and its placement dramatically changes how you experience its powerful energy. If Mars is in your personality column, the black side, you have a conscious connection to its energy. You are likely aware of your drive, your ambition, and your impulses. You might identify as a go-getter, someone who is not afraid to take initiative or face a challenge head-on. When you feel that surge of Martian energy, you can recognize it as your own. You might consciously think, I feel really fired up about this, or I need to take action right now. This awareness gives you a more direct relationship with your inner warrior, allowing you to consciously direct its power, though you still have to learn how to manage its impulsive nature with wisdom and patience. On the other hand, if Mars is in your design column, the red side, its energy operates unconsciously, through the intelligence of your body. You may not consciously identify with being an assertive or driven person. In fact, you might be surprised when others describe you as powerful, impulsive, or courageous. The energy of Mars simply happens through you, without your mind's direct involvement or permission. You might suddenly find yourself taking a bold action, speaking up in a tense situation, or starting a project without having consciously planned to do so. It can feel like your body has a mind of its own, propelled by a force you don't fully understand or control until after the fact. This distinction is fundamental to working with your Mars placement. For those with a conscious Mars, the work is about aligning that known drive with their strategy and authority, ensuring their actions are correct for them. For those with an unconscious Mars, the journey begins with observation. It involves watching your body in action and learning to recognize the signs of this powerful energy as it arises. It's about building a bridge of awareness to this hidden part of yourself so that you can begin to partner with its incredible force instead of being taken by surprise by its sudden and potent expressions. Both paths lead to the same goal, integrating this dynamic energy for a more authentic and empowered life. In the intricate map of the body graph, there are 64 gates, each representing a specific archetypal energy or human potential. These gates are like dormant seeds of possibility, waiting for a planet to land on them and bring their theme to life. When the fiery and action-oriented planet Mars activates a gate in your chart, it injects that gate's specific theme with a powerful dose of energy, drive, and initiative. It takes the potential of the gate and turns it into an active, dynamic force in your life. Mars doesn't just ponder the gate's meaning, it compels you to do something with it, to express it, and to prove its power in the world. Think of it this way. A gate is like the blueprint for a specific function, such as communication, leadership, or creativity. Mars is the electrical charge that powers up that function, making it an active and sometimes impulsive part of your nature. The specific flavor of your Mars energy is therefore defined by the gate it activates. For example, if Mars is in a gate related to leadership, you will feel a powerful, instinctual drive to take charge. If it's in a gate related to emotional expression, you will feel a compelling urge to share your feelings, sometimes with explosive force. This activation becomes a core theme where you are designed to learn about power, action, and maturity. Let's consider a few simple examples to illustrate this principle. If Mars activates Gate 21, the gate of the bite or control, located in the heart center, it creates a powerful drive to be in control of your material world. You might feel an instinctual need to manage resources, whether it's finances, food, or your home environment. This isn't just a preference, it's a primal urge. The immature expression of this energy can be controlling or domineering, but its mature expression is the powerful ability to be a responsible steward, ensuring the well-being and security of your community or tribe. Your life journey involves learning how to wield this control with wisdom and respect for others' autonomy. Similarly, if Mars activates Gate 6, the gate of conflict or friction in the solar plexus center, it infuses your emotional wave with the energy to confront difficult issues. You might find yourself at the center of disputes, not necessarily because you are argumentative, but because you carry the energy that brings friction to the surface so it can be resolved. The immature expression is to reactively create or escalate conflict. The mature expression, however, is the powerful ability to navigate emotional intimacy and create true peace by addressing what is uncomfortable. Your path is to learn how to use this confrontational energy to foster clarity and connection, rather than just division. One of the most important concepts to grasp about Mars in human design is that its energy is inherently immature. This doesn't mean it's bad or wrong, it simply means that in its raw state, it is primal, reactive, and focused on survival and self-assertion. It operates like a young warrior, full of strength, passion, and courage, but lacking the wisdom, patience, and foresight of a seasoned general. This immature energy is deeply tied to the theme of proving oneself. Wherever Mars is in your chart, there is a part of you that feels a deep-seated need to demonstrate your strength, your worth, and your capability in that specific area of life. This drive to prove oneself often manifests as impulsiveness. Mars energy wants action, and it wants it now. It doesn't like to wait. It is the force that compels you to jump into a situation without thinking, to speak before considering the consequences, or to start a project on a whim. This can be a source of incredible dynamism and spontaneity, allowing you to seize opportunities that others might miss. However, it can also lead to mistakes, conflict, and exhaustion. The immature Mars reacts to triggers in the environment rather than responding from a place of inner clarity. It sees a challenge and immediately wants to fight or conquer it, without first asking if it's the right battle to fight. This reactive quality is a hallmark of the young warrior archetype. It is fueled by adrenaline and a desire for victory. In our modern lives, this can translate into a tendency to be competitive, to argue for the sake of being right, or to push yourself too hard to achieve a goal. It's the energy that feels threatened by criticism and responds with defensiveness. It is the part of you that can feel a sense of urgency and pressure, as if you are constantly running out of time to make your mark on the world. This can be a powerful motivator, but when it is operating unconsciously, it can also create a great deal of stress and inner turmoil, leaving you feeling depleted and frustrated. The beauty of the human design system is that it shows us that this immaturity is not a life sentence. It is simply the starting point of a lifelong journey of growth. The placement of Mars in your chart points directly to the curriculum you are here to master. It highlights the very theme where you are designed to evolve from a reactive, impulsive warrior into a conscious, mature, and wise leader of your own life. By understanding the nature of your immature Mars, you can begin to observe it with compassion and curiosity, learning to channel its incredible power in a way that is aligned with your true self, rather than being controlled by its primal urges. To better understand how Mars brings a gate to life, let's explore its activation of Gate 51, the gate of shock or the arousing. Located in the heart center, which is, the center for willpower and the ego, Gate 51 carries the raw energy of initiation and thunder. Its core purpose is to shock the system into a new level of awareness and to foster the spirit of the individual warrior. When the fiery, action-oriented planet Mars lands in this gate, it creates a person who is designed to be a catalyst for radical change, both for themselves and for others. This is the energy of the daredevil, the risk-taker, and the one who is honestly unafraid to leap into the unknown, trusting their competitive spirit to see them through. With Mars in Gate 51, there is a powerful instinctual drive to be the first, to compete, and to test your own limits. And really, this isn't just a mental desire. It's a physical, visceral urge to jolt yourself and the world around you out of complacency. You might find yourself drawn to extreme sports, competitive environments, or situations that carry a high degree of risk and uncertainty. This energy needs to feel the thunderous clap of initiation. The immature expression of this placement can be recklessness for its own sake, creating shocks just to see what happens, or taking foolish risks to prove your bravery. You might provoke others or act in shocking ways simply to get a reaction, driven by the ego's need to feel powerful. However, the journey of maturing this Mars placement is profound. It involves transforming that raw, competitive impulse into a source of genuine courage and empowerment. The mature expression of Mars in Gate 51 is the ability to recognize when a shock is necessary for growth and to have the courage to initiate it. This is the person who can make a brave leap of faith, like leaving a secure job to start a new business, or speaking a shocking truth that everyone else is afraid to voice. They learn to use their power not just to prove themselves, but to awaken the spirit of others, showing them that it is possible to transcend limitations and step into a new reality. For someone with this placement, the key is to follow their strategy and authority. This inner guidance system tells them which leaps are correct for them and when it is the right time to jump. Without this guidance, the Mars-driven impulse can lead to disastrous falls. But when action is aligned with their inner truth, the shock they deliver is not destructive but transformative. It becomes a powerful act of initiation that propels them and their community onto a higher path of awareness and empowerment. Their life becomes a testament to the fact that true courage is not the absence of fear, but the aligned action taken in spite of it. Let's now turn our attention to another powerful expression of Martian energy, Mars activating Gate 21. As we touched on earlier, this gate is known as biting through or the gate of the hunter or huntress, located in the heart center. Its fundamental theme is the need to exert control over the material plane to ensure survival and well-being for the tribe. When the assertive and forceful energy of Mars powers this gate, it creates an incredibly potent drive to be in charge. This is not a passive desire, but an active instinctual compulsion to manage, direct, and control resources. For a person with this placement, having a sense of control over their domain is essential for their sense of peace and security. The immature expression of Mars in Gate 21 can be challenging both for the individual and for those around them. This raw energy can manifest as being overly controlling, domineering, or territorial. There can be a deep-seated fear that if they are not in charge, everything will fall apart. This can lead them to micromanage others, to be inflexible, and to struggle with delegating tasks. The unconscious drive is to bite through any obstacle to maintain order, which can sometimes mean biting the people they are trying to help. This behavior stems from the warrior's need to prove their ability to provide and protect, but it can create resentment and power struggles if not tempered with awareness. The path of growth for someone with this placement is to mature from a controller into a responsible and respected steward. The journey involves learning to trust others and to understand that true power does not come from dominating every situation, but from empowering the whole community. A mature Mars in Gate 21 understands the difference between necessary control and needless domination. They learn to use their powerful organizational and management skills for the benefit of the group, creating systems that are fair, efficient, and supportive. They become the reliable person who ensures everyone has what they need, not by force, but through wise and just administration of resources. Ultimately, the key for someone with Mars in Gate 21 is to follow their strategy and authority, to know what is theirs to control. Not everything is their responsibility to manage. By waiting for the correct invitations or opportunities, depending on their type, they can apply their powerful energy where it is truly needed and valued. This alignment prevents them from wasting their energy in unnecessary power struggles and allows them to step into their natural role as a capable and essential leader. They learn that their greatest strength lies not in holding the reins tightly, but in guiding the community towards collective security and prosperity with a firm but fair hand. Now we will examine the influence of Mars on an emotional gate. Gate 6, the gate of conflict or friction, located in the solar plexus, our center for emotional awareness. This gate governs the flow of our emotional wave and is the source of the friction necessary for intimacy and progress. When the impulsive and confrontational energy of Mars activates Gate 6, it creates a person who is designed to bring underlying tensions to the surface. They carry an energy that naturally generates the friction needed to address difficult emotional truths. This is not about a desire for arguments, but an instinctual drive to engage with the very energies that lead to either breakdown or breakthrough in relationships. In its immature state, Mars in Gate 6 can be highly reactive and volatile. This person may seem to create conflict wherever they go, often without intending to. Their emotional wave, powered by Mars, can be explosive. When they feel an emotional trigger, their impulse is to confront it immediately, which can lead to heated arguments and hurt feelings. They might feel a compulsion to clear the air at all costs, even when the timing is wrong or when others are not ready for the confrontation. This can make intimacy challenging, as partners may feel like they are constantly walking on eggshells, afraid of triggering an emotional explosion. The unconscious need is to prove they can handle emotional intensity, However, the potential for growth here is immense. The journey for someone with Mars in Gate 6 is to move from being a source of chaotic conflict to becoming a master of emotional resolution. This involves learning to ride their own emotional wave with patience and awareness. The solar plexus operates in a wave, meaning there is no truth in the now. The wisdom is to wait for emotional clarity before acting or speaking. A mature Mars in Gate 6 learns not to react in the heat of the moment. Instead, they allow the emotional friction to build and settle, waiting for the right moment to communicate with clarity, compassion, and the goal of true resolution. When this maturity is achieved, this placement becomes an incredible gift. This individual develops the courage and skill to navigate the most difficult of conversations, fostering deep and authentic intimacy that others might shy away from. They are no longer afraid of conflict because they understand its purpose: to burn away falsehoods and create a space for deeper connection. They use their powerful Martian energy not to start fights, but to bring about a lasting peace that can only be found by courageously confronting and moving through emotional friction. By honoring their emotional process, they transform the battlefield of relationships into a fertile ground for growth and profound bonding. The central theme in working with your Mars energy is the evolution from reaction to response. As we've seen, the immature Mars is purely reactive. It perceives a stimulus in the environment, a challenge, a threat, an opportunity, and it acts immediately, driven by a primal impulse to assert, defend, or conquer. This is the energy of the fight or flight response, operating on a deeply instinctual level. While this can be useful in true survival situations, in our complex modern world, this reactivity often creates more problems than it solves. It leads to burnt bridges, hasty decisions, and a state of constant low-level stress as we lurch from one impulsive action to the next. Maturing your Mars means creating a space between the trigger and your action. This space is where wisdom is born. It is the pause that allows you to engage your higher awareness and, most importantly, to check in with your human design strategy and authority. Instead of reacting from the raw, undifferentiated energy of the moment, you learn to respond from a place of inner alignment and clarity. A response is conscious and considered, whereas a reaction is automatic and unconscious. This shift is the single most important step in harnessing the incredible power of your Mars for your benefit rather than your detriment. It is the process of putting a wise driver behind the wheel of a very fast car. This journey is not about suppressing or denying your Martian energy. You cannot and should not try to get rid of your drive, your passion, or your courage. To do so would be to deny a fundamental part of your life force. The goal is transformation, not suppression. It is about honoring the power of your inner warrior while also teaching it discipline and discernment. It's like training a magnificent wild horse. You don't want to break its spirit. You want to build a relationship with it so that its power and your wisdom can work together as one. This process requires patience, self-compassion, and a commitment to self-observation. As you begin to practice this pause, you will notice a profound shift in your life. You will find that you have more energy because you are no longer wasting it on reactive battles that are not correct for you. Your actions will become more effective and impactful because they are initiated from a place of truth. Relationships will improve as you learn to communicate from a place of clarity rather than emotional reactivity. This is the great work of maturing your Mars, transforming its raw, chaotic power into a focused, deliberate, and potent force for creating a life that is truly aligned with your unique design. It is the journey from being a soldier of fortune to becoming the sovereign of your own destiny. Understanding the theory behind your Mars placement is enlightening, but the real transformation happens when you apply this knowledge in your daily life. The first and most practical step is to cultivate self-awareness. Begin to simply notice the feeling of your Mars energy when it arises. What does it feel like in your body? Is it a surge of heat, a tightness in your chest, a restless feeling in your legs? Where do you feel the impulse to act? By simply observing this energy without judgment, you start to create that crucial space between stimulus and reaction. Recognize that this impulsive feeling is just energy. It is not a command that you must obey immediately. The second step is to consciously commit to following your strategy and authority before taking significant action. This is the core practice of human design. If you are a generator, wait to respond. If you are a projector, wait for the invitation. If you are a manifester, inform before you act. If you are a reflector, wait out a full lunar cycle. When you feel that Martian urge to jump, take a deep breath and consult your inner guidance system. Ask yourself, is this my sacral saying yes? Is this the right invitation? Have I informed those who will be impacted? Does this feel right after waiting? This practice aligns your powerful actions with the flow of your unique life path, ensuring your energy is used correctly and effectively. A third powerful step is to study the specific gate and line of your Mars placement. Your chart provides the exact details of your Mars activation. Learning about the specific theme of that gate gives you incredible insight into the nature of your life's curriculum around action and immaturity. Are you here to learn about shock, control, or conflict? Understanding the nuances of your specific Mars gate helps you to depersonalize the challenges you face. You begin to see your impulsive tendencies not as character flaws, but as the raw material for your greatest growth and eventual wisdom. It reframes your struggles as your sacred work. Finally, pay attention to Mars transits. The planets are always in motion, and as Mars moves through the sky, it activates different gates in the collective energy field. When transiting Mars aspects a key part of your own chart, you may feel an extra surge of its energy. You can use these periods consciously. If Mars is activating a gate in one of your defined channels, for example, it can provide a powerful boost of energy to move forward on a project. By being aware of these transits, you can consciously partner with the cosmic flow, using these energetic tides to initiate correct action, clear obstacles, and courageously step into the next phase of your personal evolution.